Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Naples Money Managers News You Can Use. Marcus Bickle's going to join us. Come on over, Marcus. I'll move over so there's enough room.
Hello, everyone.
Make sure we get his head in the videos. Did we say March 22nd?
March 22nd.
First days of spring out there. It's been beautiful. I mean, this weather. We took a roof off our lanai, a big lanai, by the way, yesterday. Couldn't have asked for a more perfect day to do
that kind of work.
Right.
That's awesome.
Granted, I wasn't out there doing it, but my husband was, so hi Sam. Anyway, a couple things I'm going to remind you about today before we get going is these are silly little things that people don't realize, but in your computer, if you ever see three dots, one on top of the other, think of that as etc., meaning there's more there. Click on the three dots and you'll find that you might get the answers to some of the things you're looking for. The other thing is sometimes there's three lines, one over the other in a little box, like this, just three lines. If you click on that, that means menu. That's actually writing. It's a menu of all the different things you can look at. So three dots, one on top of the other, vertical. Three lines, horizontal lines, one on top of the other is menu, etc. Menu. These are the little things
Absolutely.
that make so much difference.
And that some people take for granted, that it's just, they do naturally.
I watch, never mind, we can go on and on about that. So a couple things I want to talk about. The market's really, really, really high.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody's really, really, really nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't this kind of a watershed day? Is that the right word?
Well, it is. 1 year today, the market was at the absolute low of the pandemic.
Whoa.
Yeah, the S&P was down a total of 35%.
Yeah.
And the Dow Jones was down 32.85, I think it was.
32.81, you told me.
81.
Yeah.
And it was almost below 19,000. It was 19,000.
173. 19,173. I mean, this is...
We're over 30 now to give you...
perspective.
It's perspective, absolutely.
And we're going to talk about NFTs in a minute. I have to look at it. But I wanted to make a point. This is the time when the market is high. And you find that people never want to move when the market is high.
True.
Right? But this is the time. If you're thinking of making a move, peeling some off, please do it now while the market is high. I find people come in to see us when the market drops and want us to fix it.
Yeah.
If you have a clue, maybe you're not getting the right service, you're not really sure it's being managed right, or you think you're taking too much, whatever is echoing in your mind, please use this as the time to make a change. And I'm really talking to most of the people who aren't clients. I think our clients come in enough to know we make changes regularly, but this is the time to look. Please.
Don't wait for a disaster.
No, don't. We're disaster planners, but we don't like to have to be. So, okay.
NFTs.
NFT. I have to say, what the is an NFT?
Well, so NFT stands for non-fungible token. So I think that to start, we kind of have to talk about the difference between fungible and non-fungible.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because I asked him on the way up and said, what does fungible really mean?
So fungible means that it is easily replaceable. That's kind of the best way to put it. So if Dawn has a dollar, any dollar bill, and I rip it up, but give her another dollar back.
Yeah, okay.
She's essentially not out anything. That dollar is the same as any dollar out there. It is fungible, replaceable.
Okay, fungible, replaceable.
Now say Dawn has a dollar bill from the day Naples Money Managers opened. It's her first dollar bill. It means
Wish
a lot
I had
to her.
that.
It's real significance.
Yes.
So I rip that dollar bill up and give her another dollar bill. Well, I can't replace the significance attached to that original dollar bill. It is non-fungible, non-replaceable.
Okay, that helps.
And that kind of applies to all sorts of unique objects, like the Sistine Chapel is non-fungible. No one's ever going to replace Michelangelo's, great, painting on the Sistine Chapel. But how does that apply to digital items, which is kind of specifically what we're talking about? If you have a digital photo, the idea behind digital items is they can be reproduced infinitely. That
right.
If you put a photo on the internet, an infinite number of people can download that.
Right. So right now, that's the big buzz out there. Is the NFT art out there? You hear about art and
yes.
And instead of baseball.
Oh, and I'll get to that. I will get to that.
All right,
it's a long circle.
All right, let's go around the loop.
So now you've probably heard a little bit that NFTs are being used as art. They actually have value to the point that someone recently purchased a video off of Christie's for an auction of $69 million for a digital video. So you might ask yourself, well, since digital videos can be reproduced
Right.
infinitely, how does it have any real intrinsic value?
Yeah, and does it disappear?
It can't. It can't. So how that works is we go back to the other crazy thing of nowadays is blockchain. So NFTs use a form of the Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency, blockchain, to apply a unique blockchain to that digital item. Essentially giving you kind of like a certificate of authenticity,
Right.
saying that this particular digital item is unique to you.
So it's a block locked. It's in a chain. It's locked in the chain, right?
Sort of.
I mean that's the only way I can think to describe it.
Well, you're right, but it also gets weird there. So when you attach an NFT to a digital item, like a digital picture, that's not preventing me from downloading the non-NFT version of that digital picture.
Okay.
So someone might own, that $69 million video, but that the non-NFT version of the video still exists out there. That person's just saying that they own a unique version of.
So it's the difference between an original piece of art and a print,
Exactly.
or a G clay, or
Yes,
something like that.
that is a really good example. If
Okay.
you have a Monet 1
Right.
versus a Monet reprint,
Okay.
but it still really entered this kind of this weird space where people don't really understand if this is going to be the new way people are trading art, or if this is just kind of
I heard
like
they
a
were
flash
doing
in the pan.
Doing it with so we used to collect baseball cards. Well, some of us collected baseball cards, and we all know that they all had some value going forward. So now instead of the card, you can collect the clips, the little video clips
Yes.
of a highlight or of Ronald Reagan even waving at the such and such. You can collect those and I'm going to say lock them in the blockchain.
Yes.
So that while other people might be able to get that, it won't be that specific version of it, the original version.
And that's
I'm
what
gonna
creates
say.
the value.
And that's why people. So if somebody wanted to buy my clip of a specific somebody catching a football or Ronald Reagan, they could buy it from me, and then I would release it.
With the NFT,
Yeah. And so they would then take over my position in the blockchain.
I
Kinda?
think a new blockchain is issued that applies specifically to that piece of art. And kind of like how you said, how there might be, Babe Ruth card 1,
Right.
Babe Ruth card 2, and every time they reproduce
Right.
the blockchain, you'll get a new, further one of that NFT.
But what if they bought my original one?
Then they own that.
They own that.
They own that.
So it's very bizarre,
And
and
new.
new. But you're hearing a lot about this, and it to me it just didn't make sense. And you're saying that the purchases have to be done with they're not done with Bitcoin, they're done with
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
It's a fork of the Ethereum blockchain.
right. So remember, there's all kinds of different cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is the one that is in the news all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking at cryptocurrencies, maybe there's one there.
Ethereum is a really big one. It's probably the number 2. It's definitely not in the news as much.
Right, but it might not be as pricey either.
And it is not. I think it's trading at about $1,800 a coin right now versus the $60,000 for a Bitcoin.
Right. So while we don't promote going out and buying Bitcoin for any way, shape, or form, I know in Marcus's portfolio, the exchange traded funds have a little bit of it in there.
Yeah, we do hold a little bit of those.
And
little
I hope this was helpful. It was helpful to me. I'm not sure I quite have it. We might have to go over this again, but that's what we're here to do. We're all here to learn and grow and have financial news you can use. So I am Dawn Litchfield Brown. Joining us was Marcus Bickle. We hope that we will see you next Monday, and please send this out. The website, I forgot to say, the website's supposed to go live today. I just have to check out a trademark, so maybe it's tomorrow, and there's actually some teaching videos about Bitcoin on there.
Oh yeah,
That
absolutely.
you can always take a look at. Anyway, this is Money Matters, but most of all, and most importantly, you matter. We'll talk with you next week.
Have a great day.